Hi my friends, Loco here. Dude, have you heard of Corona? It's everywhere. LCK, LPL, LEC, LCS all got cancelled because of Corona. Yikes. Or it's on hiatus. Same thing. It really sucks, but it is the right decision for sure. Corona spreads really easily, and having a lot of people gather in one location is extremely dangerous. Even no fans and just players plus the essential staff is still hard to manage due to Corona being such a dangerous virus where you might not show symptoms, but you might still be infected with it. So yeah, people taking the safe route. It is way better to be safe than sorry, so that's just how it is. We do have good news though. Starting on March 21st, LCS will be coming back, but it will be in online form. So either they're gonna send all the teams to probably like an isolated location and have them play there, or the teams are gonna play from their own facility. Either way, we will have LCS back. It will be a little janky, but at least it's back, right? Also, there is one more change. Monday Night League will no longer be a thing, and we're going to go back to 5 games on Saturday and 5 games on Sunday. So yeah, back to the LCS we knew in 2019. So with all those changes in mind, let's talk about how it will affect some of the teams. Let's start with the team I think that is by far the happiest to hear this news. Team Liquid. I mean, what can we say about this season other than a disaster? Brox's visa problems, Brox's coming back, not fitting in properly, double lift bench, double lift unbench after one game, double lift interview after the game being really spicy towards the coaches, CoreJJ and Impact underperforming in their final game. They are just a hot mess of a team right now. And because of that, LCS going on break for a while was a godsend for Team Liquid. They get more time to fix their problems, and also an event like this can really help the players step back and take a look at the problem in a different way and come back to practice with a really fresh mindset. So yeah, if I'm Team Liquid, I'm elated. Also, a huge problem for Team Liquid was not playing all the meta champions. Doublelift Senna was a meme of its own. Now they get all this time to solo queue and practice the champions they need to be practicing like Doublelift is doing. Overall, this is a miracle level event for Team Liquid, or Steve paid off the LCS, but yeah. They're 7th right now, looking outside in on playoffs, but if they can get all their ducks in a row, they could make playoffs, and this kind of roster can still be really dangerous once we get into best of 5s. We just talked about a team that was doing terribly. Now let's talk about a team that was doing incredibly well. Cloud9. They already clinched first. I know, they dropped the game to TSM, but they're still in a really good spot. I mean, this team had all the time in the world. And if I'm Cloud9, I'm a little frustrated that LCS went on break. I had all this time to try out stuff, maybe pick up Xayah Rakan, something that wasn't really working for me, and all the other teams were racing to finish the season really strong, where I'm in a more of a leisure mood. I can just chill, take care of my problems at my own pace. But now every other team has extra time, and as the team at the very tippity top, I don't like the other teams having time catching up to me. So yeah, this kind of break wasn't the greatest for C9. It is what it is. They have to live with it. But overall, I still think they are an incredibly strong team, probably the favorites to take the entire season. There's just not much they can do, and they just have to get ready to resume back into LCS and show the form that they were in previously. Now, let's get to my favorite team, TSM. For them, I think it's a double-edged sword. There are things that are definitely good about the break, but there's also things bad about the break. Let's talk about the bad first. TSM had incredible momentum going into week 8. In week 7, they beat both Cloud9 and FlyQuest, the first place and the second place team respectively, and also everything was starting to click. They really found their identity as a topside team, and they knew exactly what picks were starting to work, and Bjergsen was coming back into form. So having the momentum broken really isn't ideal for them, but also there is a silver lining. As someone that's been a part of TSM, playing or coaching or just working for that org in a competitive manner is incredibly taxing and very stressful. So this time to take a step back and relax is actually not the worst for them. I can definitely imagine a lot of the TSM players feeling that unreal amount of pressure, so maybe this was a blessing in disguise. Now let's move on to another team that's competing for the top 2 seed. FlyQuest. For FlyQuest, they actually went 0-2 before the pause of LCS, so they weren't in the best of spots. But they did talk about how now it's a lot more clear to them what kind of problems that they want to be fixing, And also, they did pick up a new player in Solo. Viper has been one of the worst top laners, so if they wanted to incorporate Solo into their lineup before playoffs, this would be the perfect time to do so. It doesn't necessarily mean this break time was great for FlyQuest, but depending on how they use their time, this might be the second win that they needed to make sure they finish strong and clinch that top 2 seed. Now, let's talk about some teams where this break is going to be hurting them a lot. First team I want to bring up is Immortals. I think they're such an enigma of a team. They don't have any kind of standout mechanical players, but through intelligent drafting and a little help from the enemy team making catastrophic mistakes in game, they're sitting even at a nice scoreline of 7-7. They recently brought in Apollo for Altec, and it's been a good change in my opinion. Both Sako and Apollo have always looked better with each other, and the synergy really showed in their victory versus Team Liquid. Here's the problem though for Immortals. I don't see them getting better with time. Early game will always be problematic for this team just due to the players they have. Also, them being good at punishing teams later on when they make mistakes, or just being good against team throwing, isn't a real strength that you can rely on when teams are getting better. So yeah, I think the teams having more time to figure stuff out is actually a negative thing for Immortals. Now, the final team I want to talk about is Dignitas. Due to them playing badly in week 7, they're pretty much out of the playoff picture, but let's say they didn't bomb out in week 7. These 2-week break would have been great for the team. They recently brought in Acadian, so having more time to incorporate him into the roster would have been amazing. Also, they're having this identity crisis about being this late game team playing around Froggen, playing around Johnson, or a very snowball top lane carry team around Huni. And yeah, having these 2 weeks to square that out and really solidify their identity would have been amazing. But you know what they say, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and unfortunately for Dignitas,
you are not prepared.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this Corona quarantine has made everyone kind of bored and depressed to a certain degree. So I'll do my best to pump out daily content. Make sure you guys are here for me. I'll be here for you. And yeah, when LCS resumes and we have all these online matches going on, we'll go right back into doing local recaps and face check. Also, one last thing. I'm not crazy. I'm just Loco. Bye.